The front pages this morning, the Ghanaian Times starts us off. It says cybersecurity threats don't allow cyber attacks, says SIGA, as it pushes entities to be alert. Over 150,000 hectares of land to be developed into grazing reserves. Kofi Ada passes on at 65. May he rest in peace. Police impounds 500 motorcycles in Accra. And yesterday I saw that operation right here at Canada. Japan gives WFP $4.5 million for nutrition project in Ghana, the World Food Program, that is. 313 farmers received 30,000 mango oil palm seedlings from the assembly. The Daily Guide this morning, Kofi Ada dies, sad one there. NDC incest guru caged, and Atuesiem begs to refund stolen money. Also, Ofosu Ampofo Kwekubuahin conspired, says the witness. The Finder newspaper. Court gives Atuesien 20-day ultimatum to conclude on compensation. Cosmos Energy requires additional Ghana interest for $550 million. Galamsey affected Western region votes in 2020 election. John Boedu. Troubles of marine fishing deepen, and exports outlines urgent solutions to rescue the sector. Also, residents of Nabrongo in shock over Kofi Ada's demise. He just reported dead one day, and by later that night he was gone. The BNFT, use your 48 million Ghana cedis PSRL cash to cushion fuel prices, according to ASEP. Cosmos Energy buys additional interest in Jubilee 10 oil fields for $550 million. Calbank secures $20 million to support green projects, and GSE assures market of digital tools for trading. The Daily Graphic is our final one. Finance Minister Youth brainstorm today, and government to develop 150,000 hectares grazing reserve to Feru. VAT scares exploration firms. CEO, Ghana Chamber of Mines, requests information to test RTI law. Former Offensive South MP is telling the public. On the back page, Kolebu sets up medications list unit, and drowned fire officer promoted posthumously. Daughter offered scholarship. That's good to me, though. My guest this morning, we have Osman Ayariga. He's a COM team member of the NDC, and also Collins Jumakumensa is a Fija Kwabre North Member of Parliament. Gentlemen, welcome. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Well, it's been a while here.
Yes. When I entered, I was going up there to sit, and then I was actually here. Okay. I like the new setting.
Right.
Yeah, very nice.
Right. Ayariga, how are you doing? How's the Friday going?
Lovely.
Lovely.
Yeah, we thank God.
So far, so good. Collins, yesterday, the regional conference happened in Accra. Yeah. Any fallouts?
Well, good morning to yourself and to my brother. This is my first time meeting him on set.
Right.
Well, as part of our constitution, the MPP's constitution, we started with the constituency delegate conferences. I held mine some few months ago.
Okay.
And then right after that, we moved into the regional conferences. Okay. Yesterday was the turn of the Greater Accra region. Some very interesting comments coming up during the conference.
Right.
I heard the regional minister saying that some internal people trying to sabotage him. Of course, you know that right after this, we are moving on to, from next year, the main internal elections are coming up. So I passed by yesterday, and clearly you could see the prospective candidates.
Right.
I mean, gearing up, for next year. Show face, their posters, have their T-shirts on and all that. But by and large, I think it was a very colorful event.
I see.
It's in conformity with the party's constitution.
Why would anybody want to sabotage Henry Quartey? Because I think he's doing a fine job. So why would anybody want to sabotage him?
I don't know. I think so. I think he's also doing a fantastic job. I think he's one of the brightest spots in this government, getting very laudable reportage all over. I mean, but from both parties. I think he comes across as somebody with a very new style. I mean, even in Parliament, he has a way of bringing along
everybody,
members of the NDC who are members of MPs in the Greater Accra region. If you've realized, hitherto, when any AMA boss is having a decongestion exercise, you realize the affected member of Parliament will come out and speak about it. This time around, everybody seems to be in support of what. Yes, and so I think he has brought a very interesting style, and I don't know why anybody would want to sabotage him. If anybody is thinking of doing so, I think they should just forget it. I think he has the support of the greater number of people within the party.
I remember that in the early days, Mr. John Boydu, the party's general secretary, had said that some of his activities would affect the votes, especially at the grassroots, because most of the people he was clearing off and the slums that he was trying to, if you like, clear away were places where people were sympathetic towards the party and all of that. So he thought that, well, that was it. I think he said it on radio, Peace FM or so. So internally, maybe it could be one of those things that he's talking about.
But I think he has a free hand. I think the minister is doing well. I mean, he has the backing of his appointing authority, which is what is important. Of course, the general secretary, whenever you go to the party office, so many people come to him,
right.
To complain, which is normal. I mean, if a party member is selling on the streets and suddenly the minister is asking the person to move, obviously there will be some agitation.
Right.
What is important is to try and, as much as possible, to explain to this person that these things need to be done. I mean, we have to, at a point in time, move away from this our usual politicking, and if you take me out, I'm not going to vote for you here and there. The right things have to be done, and we are seeing some magnificent changes within Accra. I passed by where the former National Mosque was. I mean, now the place is going to be used as one of the Agenda 11 hospitals. Beautiful. I mean, hitherto you could not even use that area. I mean, it takes you close to about an hour just to move from one end to the other. And so obviously he's doing some fantastic job. I remember when he was relocating this onion sellers, there were agitations. Now they've settled in quite well.
Have they settled in?
Well,
their sheds, they're complaining about their sheds. They say the sheds are not in.
Johnny,
so can they sell on bare ground?
Johnny, no matter what
food
you
that
do,
we eat,
once there are changes,
food that we eat.
Johnny, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, once there are changes, there will be some agitations. But I've been to Ajinkoto.
You've seen the sheds?
I've been to even some of the sheds. I've seen. I mean, it's a very beautiful edifice.
Okay.
Of course, you have some challenge because of the share number, but the idea of they being moved from there was a good one, and I think we all have to applaud the minister.
Ayaga,
thank you.
Have you been following the MPP's conference in Accra?
Quite honestly, I've not.
Okay, but you've been following Henry Quartey.
Yes.
And what he's been doing.
Yes,
what are your own thoughts?
I think first and foremost to put the usual politicking aside, where when someone is actually working, a government appointee is working, you try to politicize it, that I mean, they won't vote for you, we won't vote for you, and all of that. I remember even under the NDC when we tried evacuating people from the New Plant Station, Okovandapoi, we also went through some of those difficulties. So I think it's about time both parties, whether NDC or MPP, when any government appointee is about effecting some level of change that will positively impact on the people and the nation and society, help waterways, help decongestion and all of that, the person should be, congratulated, the person should be supported, the person should be applauded. I've seen Henry Quartey move about himself in an excavator trying to evacuate people, even though, I mean, that is some level of populism, but he's actually doing the job I expected him to do as Greater Accra Regional Minister, which I expected other regional ministers to have done long ago, because honestly, we need to decongest the city. I don't know whether you've realized lately, there's been this, unbelievable traffic in town. No one knows where it's coming from. I don't know where. This week has been so crazy. So I don't know. I mean, the MTTD should take a second look at that too, because honestly, you just have no idea where the traffic is coming from. So I mean, by and large, all of these things also sum up to the congestion in the city. So if a government appointee is working, be it NDC or MPP, once he's trying as much as possible to have some positive change as far as society is concerned, so far as spatial development is concerned, I think I will wholeheartedly support.
Okay, let's go to Dakuman, please, and show that the road has been there. At least I know this for 4 or 5 years. And let's put that on TV and have a quick conversation about it. I'm sure they all use that set of road. Let's look at it. And this is in the heart of Accra, by the way. It's the Dakuman Road. While we look for it, Collins, you came in earlier and saw the road.
I saw you run.
Those in official capacity to be able to do something. It's ready now. So let's take a look at it quickly. This is Accra, Dakuman Junction. It's not in some far away, unforgotten part of Fijakwabre North. No. This is Accra. It's an intersection. This is the road that leads you to Central Region, Western Region. If you're coming from that part of town to Accra, you can't avoid this road. This is what is happening. CP put this together for us under the Rawlings regime, and this is what we are allowing it to become. So we are messing up this side. Before you know, it's gotten onto the main road, traffic, everything else. Collins, I don't know what's on your mind right now.
I mean, if you're a politician and you come on TV and you are confronted with such pictures, it's quite disheartening. And I listened to you, and when I came in off set, I was telling you that this morning you've heated up. But sometimes these things have to be said bluntly, you know, and you put it rightly, that I'm sure there are people there who have a responsibility to ensure that these things are fixed. I mean, I get calls from my constituency, and the teacher called me one time, and then I asked, have you directed this to the district education officer, director? And you know, everything is about the top. Everything is about the top. And I'm sure there are people there who think it is Nana Danquest's responsibility. Of course, he's the president. But there are people there. I'm sure there's a district engineer. There's a district, all kinds of...
It used to be a sub-metro. They were upgraded to a district.
Yes.
And so you would expect that...
That's the point I'm making. So I understand where you're coming from. I can just add my voice to your rants and say, I'm appealing to the people who are responsible to take care of these things. I don't think it's a very long stretch.
No, it is not. So from the Odoko traffic light to Dakuman Junction.
It is not.
And it's messed up, the whole
it is not. And so, Johnny, I think I side with you. I think the people watching us and listening to us in the Dakuman area, the district chief executive, and all those people who ply this road every day, and they go to their offices and they see it. I mean, you don't expect the president to come from the Flagstaff House to ensure that this thing is done. I mean, the people who matter, who are supposed to do this thing, I'm pleading, go there, fix this problem so that everybody is at peace.
Ayaga?
Yes.
This is Accra.
It's rather unfortunate, I think, watching the video and seeing what I'm seeing. But you see, I don't want to go into the politics of it, where we go back to the fact that we're promised a year of roads and all of that. And this is the heart of Accra. This is the center of the city. But I also find it very difficult if we try to place at the doorstep, especially of the district heads over there. I mean, you know, the district level and the district engineers, they have a limit to which they can award contracts, even for maintenance. You know, at the district level, they have a limit of 50,000 Ghana cedis, and even at the regional level, they have a limit of 200,000 Ghana cedis. And from what I'm seeing, I don't think 50,000 Ghana cedis can fix those huge potholes, especially on an asphalt road. You understand? So then it goes beyond the district level, and even maybe it goes beyond the regional level. Then it has to go to the national level. Then it has to go to urban routes, national head office, so that they can now award the contracts for such routes to be maintained. But the other issue is that these portals did not just develop overnight. They developed by small portals before it expanded.
It didn't used to be this way.
Then you ask yourself, what is the district engineer doing? Because
hold on for me. Danny, look for the video from 4 years or 5 years ago.
Wow.
What we put on it. And I've been consistent on this.
Yeah.
So I'll show you that one.
And the shocking thing about this portal is that the office or the district urban roads office in charge of that area is just around the Metro Mass Mass office. They share wall
by Impramprom.
Yes, that traffic light, they share wall, and that is where the Department of Urban Roads district level is. So it's just a walking distance, and I'm surprised how I don't want to blame anybody in that office, but I think it shouldn't have gotten to this stage. And once it has gotten here, I think it has also gone beyond their budget allocation, so far as they can award a contract to maintain that. So it's up to the Minister of Roads to be able to. We are so much interested in constructing new roads in this country, and we pay very little attention to already existing roads. And whether you like it or not, the roads in themselves have a lifespan. I think minimum of maybe 10 years, 15 years, whether you like it or not, no matter how the road was constructed.
So this was 5 years ago.
Yes.
I followed this for 5 years of my life, of my journalism career.
Wow.
Yeah. So now this place has been covered with zinc sheets because of how dirty and smelly it is. But this is it. This is how it's been.
Yeah, so you will see this happening in the heart of Accra. And just on the other side of the city, you go to Airport Residential, you go to East Legon, and already asphalted roads are re-asphalted. Then you ask yourself, what is happening to our society? Trust me, go to East Legon right now. I don't want to mention names of roads and whose houses it's leading to. And you realize that it's leading to a big man's house. It's leading to the gates of a big man. So for that matter, you realize that already asphalted roads have been re-asphalted. Then you ask yourself, are we doing ourselves so much good as a society? Just look at that. The woman could just fall into any pit that is hidden by the water. So I think the Department of Urban Roads, Ministry of Roads and Highways should be up and doing. They should wake up and move on to the streets and try as much as possible to fix all this, because this is the heart of Accra.
I hear you. Well, so we spoke about Honorable Henry Quartey. Take a quick listen to him. We'll return and have another conversation.
Doing. We sit here and we say, break the age, break the age, break the age. And you are holding meetings amongst yourself to bring somebody down. Kekoko will break the age. Me, today, I am sad. And I'll tell you why. When Mr. President gave me the position to be the regional minister, I had one thing in mind: to ensure that by the grace of God, I am able to unite the party from the grassroots. That I have been doing. But I thought that's what they did to me and other MPs who are sitting here now. Now they have met just last week. Oh, Henry, I'm telling you, they had a meeting just last week, and the plan was that Henry is becoming too powerful in the region. And one of the Kassan said, oh, I feel like a region, what they are she, a region. Break the eight. You have to break the eight.
Okay, so that's Honorable Henry Quartey. Collins, breaking the eight. First question on my mind is, you have been giving food to eat. You have not finished eating the food. Now you want to ask for another bowl of food when you have not finished what's in front of you. That for me is what I see breaking the eight to be. Or if you like, I've given Collins a contract. Collins has brought Ayariga as a school contractor to do the job. You have not finished the job I've given you, but you are looking for another contract that has not even been cooked. Breaking the eight, that's what I see. Is that what you see too?
Jody, I'm trying to relate your analogy to the breaking the eight mantra. As for the breaking of the eight, we will break the eight.
But you have not finished your second term.
Oh, Johnny, as for breaking the eight, we will break the eight.
People must see the results of your work.
Oh, 2024, the people will decide.
Okay.
But we are confident that the people will rekindle our mandate for another 4 years. As for the breaking the eight, we will do so.
You are confident?
I am absolutely confident about that. There's no doubt about it.
What makes you so confident?
I am confident because I know what we have been able to achieve, or what we've been able to do in this past 6 years or 7 years, 6 years that we've been in power.
5 years, actually.
5 years that we've been in power. I am confident that the people are going to renew our mandates come 2024.
What are you selling to the people?
That, I'm coming, Johnny, let me take it one after the other.
You.
I'm saying that as for breaking the eight, we will break the eight. We in the MPP are confident of that. Of course, our friends in the NDC will have their own rendition of what breaking the eight means to them. For us, we are going to break the eight. I listened to Honorable Henry Quartey, and he made a very fantastic point. To break the eight, we know, and I keep saying this, the problem of the MPP is not NDC at all.
Really?
Absolutely. Our problem is not the NDC. The problem of the MPP is the MPP.
Oh, how? How can you be your own enemies?
You just listen to Honorable Henry Quartey, that a group of people have came in to make him unpopular. That is the only way we will be unable to break the eight. If we are not united, we can break the eight. Once we are united, a very united front, the NDC can never beat us. And anytime we lose election, it's because there's some fractions within our ranks. And so I take the advice of Henry Quartey very seriously. And I'm appealing to our supporters. Let's come together. Let's help each other. Henry Quartey is doing a fantastic job. Of course, I mean, as a leader, you will step on one or two toes. But in totality, I mean, he's doing something that everybody accepts. My brother here just gave a very beautiful rendition of what he's doing and the fact that some of the things he's doing should be bipartisan. And Henry Quartey has demonstrated that. And so I think the advice he gave is apt. And our appeal to members of our party to pay heed to what he just said.
Wouldn't you rather concentrate on delivering the public good within your second term so that will be the basis for the people to say, Henry, we are breaking the hate for you?
Yes, we are on course. We are doing that absolutely. And the president is very, very much on top of issues. I mean, for the past...
You're happy the way the economy is running?
Oh, absolutely.
The fuel prices?
Oh, please.
Cost of living?
Cost of living, all over the world. COVID has given a very devastating effect to all economies. Just this morning, I was listening to CNN and BBC. Oil prices are skyrocketing. It will have a rippling effect on our economy. There's no doubt about that. For prices, I was just listening to BBC this morning again about supply chain constraint that is happening. Goods that can easily come to this country that hitherto was, within a month can come. Now it's taking almost 2-3 months. The cost is going up, obviously, to translate into this. What is important to me is that I've been listening to the IMF. I just read the Bank of Ghana reports, the second quarter. And we are moving on a very positive trajectory, which is very important to me. The IMF just revised our growth projection to about 4.9 from earlier on a lower projection. That, for me, is significant.
But you also know that your exchange rate can have an effect on how much fuel costs, for example.
Absolutely.
So if your CD is weak before the dollar, the pound, the euro, it will affect how much it is. Plus, you are adding taxes to it.
I'm happy the government has just proposed to at least take off 2 of the taxes
for only 2 months.
For only 2 months, yes, it's significant. At least for now to cushion us, because already the projections are that all over the world, the projections are that oil prices are going to go up, and we anticipate that will have an effect on our pricing here. Government is not oblivious of that fact, so he comes in to cushion us at least for the next 2 months.
For November and December.
To see what is going to happen by December. Probably things would have changed because the world economies are beginning to pick up. So it's a significant development. Yesterday I was listening to the chairman of the finance committee who has assured Ghanaians that once we resume and the issue of
the proposal is brought before it,
we are going to sit on it on the same day and have it back to Parliament the same day, send a report the same day to ensure that it takes effect as quickly as possible.
But John Boydu believes that you lost votes in the western region because of the ban on illegal mining. That's his belief, as reported by the Finder newspaper.
It's not a belief, it's a fact.
Was there a ban? Because
it's a fact.
Was there a ban at all?
There was a fight against Galamsey.
There was a fight?
There was a fight against Galamsey.
Really?
It came with challenges, no doubt about it. But there was a fight. People lost their jobs. Galamsey has been with us for years.
Because I remember Professor Frimpong Boateng at the time, who was Minister for Environment, has said that we had done 97% of the Galamsey fight, was left with 3% to be done. Then, when the new administration came, we had Kojopon Kroma, Abujina Paul, Cecilia Dapa lead a tripartite committee meeting with regional ministers to say they are going on a tour to understand the problem, Johnny, which was 97% solved, Johnny, as of December 2020.
Johnny, there was no doubt about the fact that there was a fight against Galamsey.
But if you have done 97%...
I'm coming. I said there were challenges. I admitted there were challenges. It's obvious there were challenges. Okay. The fact that there's a renewed fight to this same Galamsey fight should tell you that the earlier one has some challenges. But of course, the earlier one had effect politically. Galamsey has been with us, as I said, for God knows how long. And so if somebody has been working for 30, 50 years, a family tradition, and then suddenly you ask the person to leave the place, of course, it's going to feel peeved. And so we had some bashing votes, our vote cuts in some of these areas. So yes, the General Secretary is speaking the truth. We have some issues. What is important to me now is that I've realized the renewed fight is coming up with another program which is trying to train all these young ones within these areas, affected areas, to employable skills, so that as they leave the site, they can go get something to do, find a living.
Don't you think we're rather throwing money at the problem instead of fixing the problem? Because if you look at the fight then, which was started by the media and which was adopted by the government and some CSOs at the time, and then you dovetail it into this new one, Operation Halt, as it's called, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Is it not your opinion also that we're just throwing money at the problem because the color of the water is not changing?
No.
Water is naturally colorless, but the brownish nature of the water.
Johnny, I think you should be fair to this current fight. I mean,
I should be fair to.
You should be fair. Operation Halt has brought some fantastic results.
Where?
I mean, please.
Where?
I've seen, I don't know, but somebody showed me the color of the Birim River a few days ago, and the color is changing. It did not used to be as this. I mean, we should all admit that there's been some significant improvement in the fight. I mean, I like the zeal of the new minister and the fact that he's trying to bring everybody on board. I remember the first conference he had was chaired by an NDC person. That for me was very significant because we can only win this fight when all political parties come on board to fight this particular menace. And I'm happy with the results so far.
Do you see candor in this fight, especially knowing that when you go to a Galamsey site, as the Galamseyers themselves have told us, that they carry hard cash to the sites because they pay them by day. You won't go to a Galamsey site, do a raid and not find gold, diamond and other minerals. You won't go there and not find guns. You won't go there and not find lights and generators. But the only things we are told about are the people who are arrested and sometimes the excavators. The full disclosure perhaps is what is not encouraging a lot of people to be latched on to this renewed fight.
I can't speak specifically to that
because none has been declared. No gold has been declared.
I don't have too much details on that as to how much they take in terms of gold and cash. I don't have too much.
I'm
details.
supplying information to you.
Well,
no gold
so
far. No gold has been declared. That we went to Galamsey site A. We arrested 10 people. We took 10 guns, 3 generators,
maybe you
4
can help.
lights,
You can help
and
me
then
with,
we
if you have
had
any data.
3 ounces of gold.
Maybe you can help if you have a data.
I said no gold has been declared, so I don't have data.
So you don't have the data. That's what I'm saying. That I don't have the data myself.
So no gold has been found.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Ayariga, take your bite on this Galamsey fight. First of all, do you believe there was a fight?
I think I will first tackle the breaking the 8.
Okay,
issue.
breaking the 8, right.
Yes.
To be fair to you.
Yes, first and foremost, I think it's rather unfortunate that the MPP all of a sudden is more interested in the elections, and all they dream about is how they are going to break the 8. I remember very well His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo told us that we should be thinking of the next generation and not the next election. But here's the case: there's been a 360-degree U-turn where all of a sudden the MPP is so focused on winning the next election, no matter what they have to do to win the election.
President Akufo-Addo will not be running.
Yeah, so they are more interested in breaking the 8. Whilst Akufo-Addo himself is not really interested in breaking the 8, he's interested in, we all know what he's interested in, traveling around and all of that. I think the MPP should be interested in the plethora of promises that are yet to be fulfilled and those that have been broken and the hearts of innocent Ghanaians that have been broken. We're all in this country when they promise us one district, one dam, and what have you. We haven't seen the dams, Honorable.
There are some dams.
Well, they were called dugouts, and at the end of the day, we don't know what happened to them. I mean, the ministry that was in charge of all these dams, we all know what happened. At the end of the day, the Ministry for Special Initiative, how Akumsi said she built dams and all, what have you. Later, they became dugouts. After that, they said it's not the normal dam we're expecting to see, huge land where, they said it was just for animals to drink. And I mean, they kept changing the narrative, and that is the MPP for you. They have not fulfilled all those promises.
But then the letter from the presidency signed by Mr. Eugene in the wake of the second administration said all those special ministries had been dissolved because they had achieved the purpose for which they were set up. Eugene signed that letter on behalf of the president.
Well, that is his own assessment, but I don't think that's
the president's speaking.
Yeah, that's the president's own assessment. But we on the ground there know that the dams have not been built. What they promised us and our understanding of a dam has not been met.
Okay.
Aside from that, I think we were promised one district, 1 million Ghana cedis per year. Honorable himself, I don't know whether he has received his $1 million for the last 4 years or 5 years. These are promises that the president made to us. These are promises the MPP made to us. Today, prices of fuel is going up, not just because of the world prices, but because the cedi is weak. And Bawumia promised was going to lock the cedi. In fact, he did indeed tell us that he had locked the cedi, he had given the key to the IDP and all those rhetorics. Today, the cedi is at 6.12. That is even the official price. But if you go into the black market, it's almost 6.2. And what have you? Aside from that, fuel prices have gone up.
Right.
Taxes. we were promised by the MPP.
You seem scared that they're going to break the 8.
Not at all. Not at all. We are just reminding them that they don't need to tell Ghanaians they want to break the 8. If they really want to break the 8, they should go and fulfill their broken promises. Then Ghanaians themselves will feel that, okay, they deserve another mandate. We think that they should concentrate on governance. They should, because we are just in the first year of a 4-year journey. They should concentrate on fulfilling their promises and not just interested in...
Let's talk about Galamsey. Do you believe that there was a fight? And our time is fast, but that's why I'm pressing you. Do you believe that there was a fight, first of all, and what will be your own assessment so far of the fight?
I think Galamsey, the fight against Galamsey, especially with the MPP, was just for the optics. And whether you like it or not, if you go down there today, people are still mining. People are still engaging in Galamsey activities. So if you just decide to move out there in a Rambo style, go out with soldiers, go out with cameras, go and see some excavators, at the end of the day, they cannot account for most of the excavators. At the end of the day, excavators are missing, people's cars are missing, and what have you. People are taking the state to court because their excavators have been bent. And what have you. Then you will ask yourself that, were we really interested in the fight against Galamsey, or we're just doing it for the optics and for the politics? The fight against Galamsey is not all about just moving in the forest and stopping people from mining. We needed a comprehensive plan. We needed a way to regulate every activity, because that is also some form of employment, whether we like it or not. Just that it is degrading the environment, and for that matter, needed to be regulated. So if you do not find a way or do not have a comprehensive plan to be able to regulate what is degrading the environment, and we just go out there with soldiers, and the next thing is that we are going out there with newsmen to report that we stopped Galamsey, trust me, at the end of the day, the people who were sent to stop Galamsey, out there is very lucrative. Out there in those Galamsey pits, there's so much money. There are riches there. So trust me, if you send somebody there whose salary is maybe about 4,000 Ghana cedis a month to go and fight someone who can give him 3-4 times of that a month in the forest, you will end up guarding the person who is out there mining. And these are the realities. By the end of the day, we just try to play with the optics. We go and seize about 10 excavators, burn about 5 of them, and the minister comes giving us very flamboyant speeches, giving us very beautiful orchestra. By the end of the day, are we fighting the Galamsey? My answer is no.
I hear you. Collins, take 1 minute quickly, and let's wrap up. He says he doesn't believe you're fighting Galamsey.
Well, it's not even about Galamsey. My brother, the problem the NDC have is that they've been in government before. So the biggest problem of the NDC is that they've been in government before.
Okay.
And so whatever they intend to portray now, what we do is to go back to history and check their records. It's as simple as that. When we came to power, if all Galamsey sites and pits have been covered, we wouldn't have launched operation against Galamsey. They should tell you there's a systemic problem. What was their record about the fight about Galamsey? What was their record? So it's quite easy for him now to be talking about the fact that we have failed in the fight against Galamsey. What was their record?
What is your record?
I'm coming. You know, he wants to come back. He's saying that we want to break the 8, but he wants to come back. I have an opportunity, a duty to also interrogate their past, to give me an assurance whether if I hand this country to them again, they'll be able to govern.
Why are you focused on the opposition instead of delivering the public good?
I am delivering, but he's saying that I am not delivering.
Okay.
I'm saying I'm delivering. I'm saying I'm fighting Galamsey. He says I'm not fighting.
Okay.
And I'm saying that what is their record on the fight against Galamsey? He says that we made some promises and we have not fulfilled. If becoming a president is on the basis of fulfillment of promises, then I tell you, His Excellency John Mahama has no business even contemplating coming back. I'm telling you, because I have their manifesto and all the things they promised. I have it, and whether they were able to fulfill it. So if coming to power is just on the basis of promises and fulfillment, I'm saying that he does not even have the basis.
Okay, thank you.
He shouldn't even be thinking about coming back.
I got finally for you. Let's go. I'm being counted down.
Yes, obviously. Well, it's interesting, Honorable, talking about failed promises. Trust me, to whom much is given, much is expected. And to whom you promise more, you need to deliver more. We all know, summing up to the 2016 elections, the party that had most of the promises made to the good people of this country. In fact, they made so many promises that the good people of this country thought Nanado was bringing heaven on earth. Trust me. 1 district, 1 factory, 1 village, 1 dam. I mean, everything was promised, and day in day out they are promising. They still promise. They are still.
We are commissioning factories.
How many factories?
I mean,
you all right. You promise one district, one factory. My district. Honorable. We
have to go. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your time. It's been a great Friday morning. Collins Adumaku Mensah is a member of Parliament for Efija Kwabre North constituency, and he's been calling for a lot of development to come to his place. Collins, thank you very much for coming. Grateful. And also Osman Ayariga is a member of the NDC's National Communication Team. Osman, thank you very much for coming.